Every time on social media I see a person with a great game room loaded up with collector's editions and big boxes, I want to know what's inside those boxes. I have a fair amount of special editions and collector's editions myself, but not like a lot of people do. Some people only get those things, and it's really cool. Unfortunately, it seems a lot of those collector's editions don't really get unboxed that often, and you really don't get to see what's inside of them except for the website. And some of these collector's editions are probably just forgotten about at this point. Now, I have done a fair amount of unboxings of older stuff like the Lunar series here, and the newer stuff like my Bloodborne special editions from Japan. I thought it'd be fun to go about, pick some things to unbox, and go through them, especially older stuff, to kind of show what they used to come with these special editions, collector's editions, and really get into what made special editions special. Now, to start off this series, I've uncomfortably jammed myself into the corner, and hopefully you can see what I want to unbox for you today. There are two things over here once I move all this stuff out of the way. The first thing I want to show you would be this over here, The Order 1886, a game I bought a PS4 for basically because I wanted to play it so bad that ended up being one of the most disappointing, terrible games I've ever played. That's not fair. It wasn't terrible, it was just not what I wanted it to be or expected it to be. Bloodborne ended up being that thing. The other thing I want to unbox for you today is my biggest regret, and that would be Final Fantasy Type 0 HD for the PS4. This is the thing we played for about an hour, put back in the box, and haven't touched since. It's so old, it has dust on it, and I don't even remember what was inside of this thing in the first place. Sure, it tells you on the outside, but what fun is that? Let's go take a seat and see what we got. Order 1886. I wanted this game so bad when it came out. I wanted a PS4 so bad for this game. It didn't happen at the time. Eventually I ended up with both, obviously. But fun fact, I wanted this. It was going to be $10 for Amazon's Prime Day a while back, and it sold out almost instantly. Good news though, I found it at Best Buy in the clearance section for the same price. I think this cost me $9.95 plus tax. Let's pop it open and see what we get inside. The box is not in the best shape. I really don't take that good of care of these boxes. I'm not saying they're never going to be valuable, but I think people put way too much value in video games in general, and that's kind of why I've started making fun of it at this point, because I get so annoyed when people think they have gold in video games. So you can see there's a statue inside, but how do we get it out easily? Let's just, you know what, let's just flip it. Go for broke. Okay. Alright, so the box is perfectly fit to size, and we'll flip this around. I think I grabbed everything. Alright, so we got the steelbook back here, and the nice thing about this steelbook is, unlike most modern games from Sony, the steelbook itself contains the game and not just a collector's decorative item. That really annoyed me with Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West, that the steelbook and game thing are not related at all, but here we go. So we got the game itself here, some artwork on the back, pretty cool looking. The disc is practically brand new. I only played it that one time. I did finish it. We have some bonuses here. I think these were codes for costumes and soundtrack things. We have this. Not sure what this is. This is the Blackwater Archives, The Order 1886. Oh, it's a book. Okay. Was there the art? Ah, the art book. Okay. Don't know if that's still available. Hey, we got some advertisement for the greatest game ever made, Bloodborne, and Until Dawn, which inexplicably got a remaster recently. Can't figure that one out. And then we have these. These are decals, right? So those are? You peel them and like put them on windows, the clingy things. Or they're stickers. I think they're decals though. These are some of the characters obviously and their coat of arms. So pretty cool. Not something I expected. In fact, I don't remember these even being in here. So well, there you go. Let's check out the main event now. We'll put the steelbook to the side and we'll pop open this actually really well made and pretty cool looking statue. And I think this goes up here, if I had to guess, or the other way. Which way would it go? I'm an educator.
I think you were right the first time.
I think I was right the first time too. I just want to push it in too much because it's like, it doesn't feel good. Let's put it that way. So here we are, top-down view. A lot of detail in the model, honestly. I don't really do models a lot, but I think you can hopefully see the coat of arms here on the side, the detail in what are those things called, the bracers, even the gloves. There's dirt on it, mud, spent casings down here below him, detail on the gun. It's really pretty, actually. It's really nice, and I think it's well made, but again, I'm not really a model guy. But there you go. There's your Order 1886 Collector's Edition, I believe. And the statue is really cool. I just wish the game and the series would have gone somewhere. There was so much potential there, and I think the weird part about the Order is no one talks about it anymore, except to say how poorly it performed. So great idea. Great idea, beautiful game, one of the most beautiful games I think PS4 ever made, but just not a lot going on there in terms of like world building and exploration. In fact, I remember being disappointed that there wasn't like stuff to pick up and find to learn more about the world. But there you go. That is the statue you get with Order 1886 along with the steelbook, and we'll put this aside and we'll move along to Final Fantasy Type 0 HD Collector's Edition. Now, as far as I know, this game was originally released for the PS, I think Vita, maybe the PlayStation Vita, maybe the PlayStation Portable in Japan. I don't know exactly, and I really don't care. And when it came out over there, it got mediocre reviews. In fact, I watched a guy who knew Japanese play it, and he said to avoid it. But me, being the stupid person I am, said, oh, when it gets remastered and it comes out for the PlayStation 4, we should play it. Now, the reason my wife and I got so giddy to play this game together was because we had just finished playing Final Fantasy 13-2, which is People can criticize that series all they want, and I get it. I completely understand. But 13-2 is probably the most fun her and I have ever had playing a game together, and we thought we could recreate that magic with this one here. We did not. So I probably put this back in the box wrong, and that box is pretty cool. It's just obviously a gigantic cardboard version of a PlayStation 4 box, but it is pretty cool. I did come damaged. I bought this directly from Square Enix, and I didn't feel like fighting them, but it was pretty creased up. And like I said earlier, I really don't lose so much sleep over that. But let's see what we get here. Let's pop it open. On the front side, we get a whole bunch of stuff. Is this a manga volume? That is a manga volume. Okay. So we get a volume of the Final Fantasy Type 0 manga, which I believe the whole thing was supposed to take place at like a school or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, all I can remember to this day is we were up playing this game. Barry came upstairs at that time, and he watched us play for 40 minutes, and he's like, wow, this looks terrible. And we look at each other and we say, yeah, this is pretty awful. We're just going to put this down. And that's as far as we got. So, looking at this now, like, oh, yeah, there was a manga in there. And it's about kids at a school and magic and wars and things like that. So there's the manga there. I mean, for what it is, the dust cover is beautiful. The artwork's beautiful. It feels, what's the term influencers use? It feels premium. It does. I don't know how to say otherwise. Like, it's, the paper and the artwork and the printing is very well done. I don't know if this ever went anywhere, but there's a volume of that no one will ever read, unless you're curious, I guess. These here, what are these? I have no idea. I'm going to look at the box. These are some kind of Ace's cards. So I'm guessing Ace is a character, and Ace has cards, and he probably summons these things with these cards. This would be a cool display piece, actually, downstairs here, somewhere in the game room. These are awesome looking. I can't read Japanese at all. The characters are very foreign to me. But this is artwork of, obviously, some of the summons. You have Ifrit, you have Bahamut. Odin, maybe, I want to say. Shiva, perhaps, and I'm not positive. It looks so familiar, but I can't pull the name right now. Either way, you get 5 of these cards here, and again, they're in pristine condition because they were never taken out the box. Put that over here on the side so you can see it. Let's shift over to the actual game itself, and again, this is the Steelbook, which actually has the game inside. Oh boy. That's so funny. I'm thinking to myself, like, oh man, these codes in here, they might still be good. I don't want to put them on camera for people to see. This code for the PlayStation Store, I believe I redeemed. In fact, I can guarantee you I redeemed it. It expired on 3/31/2015. I left it the way I found it, so that's no longer good. And this code here expired on 3/17/2016, so it's a bit old. This code here expired 8 years ago. That's loony. But there you go. Actually, look at that. That's a voucher for the demo for Final Fantasy 15 episode Duske. Final Fantasy 15 was not good, man. We had such high hopes for that. Anyways, let's keep going. We got more inserts and advertisements. I don't know what this is. Yep, just the warnings that would be printed on the back here of a modern game, on the back of the insert, but Steelbook obviously doesn't have that. Then we have, it looks like this is the soundtrack. Yep, so there's a soundtrack here, and this is the list of the songs on the soundtrack. Pretty cool there. And then the game itself. So we'll put all that back here. I don't think there's anything behind this, actually. I think it's pretty barren. Yep, just some characters, which I don't know how to read. I'm sure someone out there can tell me. It might actually just say Type 0. I don't know. I'm learning too many languages in my life. I don't really feel like learning Japanese at this point. So put that bad boy over here. Boy, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't want to seal up properly. There. And then this looks like an art book. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say it's either an art book or strategy guide or a combination of both. And maybe you can see it. This has never been opened, so this is the first time we're looking at this. And honestly, I love stuff like this. I really do. I really do like seeing this kind of stuff. The concept art, the way people the way designs evolve through the development process. It looks like some of these, the summons, or they call eidolons now. They'll always be summons to me. This is actually really cool. Wow, what is that? Stranger. There's some really cool just designs here. This thing really looks weird, man. It's cool, though. This is nice. I'm not sure how much I can show of this, but you get your character bios, you get your characters, probably your enemies, things like that. And maybe the end of it's a strategy guide? I don't know, sometimes. Oh, okay, we get crests, it looks like. More beautiful concept art and renderings. I love this stuff. I absolutely love this kind of stuff. That's really pretty. You should take a look at this. Come on over. It's like water. It's almost watercolor, right?
Yeah, it's really
beautiful illustrations. Yeah, that's awesome. I never even looked at this. This is the problem, you got to sit back as a gamer and a consumer and everything else and think to yourself, like, am I going to spend this kind of money? If I'm going to spend this kind of money, do I really want it because I really enjoy it, or I just want something that no one else has, or something that's exclusive, or there's limited runs of? Do I really want that bad? Am I really going to appreciate it? Am I really going to enjoy it? And that's kind of how I have to look at collecting now. When I see stuff, especially collector's editions drop or limited run stuff drops, do I really need this that badly? Am I going to really appreciate it? And I think that's kind of been saving my wallet and been been saving my sanity lately because it's this constant FOMO that I think we're all accosted with every day, especially in the gaming community. That's all I see is things are sold out as soon as they go up for sale. They're sold out days in advance, months in advance. You know, the PlayStation 5 anniversary stuff is a perfect example of that. Like, yeah, I really want one of those controllers, but is it really going to enhance my life? Is my life going to be better because of it? You know, I already have enough controllers. I really don't need this one. And I think if people start thinking like that again, we won't have as much problems in the gaming community when it comes to collecting and people actually being able to get a hold of collector's editions or special editions for games and franchises they really, really like. That's one of the frustrating parts about being a gamer right now. If you really enjoy a franchise, if you really enjoy a certain kind of character, a certain company, the stuff they make, and you want to show the appreciation or add something to your collection that you really, really would enjoy, you kind of can't, because by the time something goes up for sale, it's sold out everywhere, it's being scalped on eBay by business owners for 10, 12, 15 times the price, and it gets very frustrating very quickly. So, you know, things like this when they were cheap and affordable, or even when they came out and, you know, they weren't sold out instantly, that's awesome. That was a great time to be a gamer. But you know, now even if you really don't want it that bad, you feel like you have to buy these special editions because that fear of missing out. And I don't have a lot of collector's editions or special editions anymore because I just don't have that FOMO anymore. I can't get upset about those kind of things. Are there collector's editions I bought back in the day that I'm glad I bought? Absolutely. But anymore, I just can't get too crazy over it. If I get what I want, I get it. And if I don't, I don't. And if you look at it that way, when it comes to collector's editions and special editions, I think you'll be a lot happier with your life. I really enjoyed going through these old collections again. It made me reminisce about good times, bad times. It's cool for me as a gamer who's bought these things over the years to kind of go through them and reminisce with you guys and my wife down here. Hi, honey.
Okay.
About these things that we picked up over the years, reasons why we bought them, reasons why we didn't play them, things like that. So I hope you enjoyed going on this journey with us. Hopefully we can keep going on this journey. I have a whole lot of these big boxes full of stuff that I'd love to open up for you guys and see what's inside. That's all for now. See you in the next one.